All right, two quick little tidbits to add to our material for this week. Section 451, data types. Thing to call out here is yes, we have special types for each of our columns. These match a lot of what you're used to in programming, things like integer, you've got characters and strings and things like that. And you just go and you look up for the database that you're using, what are the particular types and the way to create them. And we've talked also that there's special number types. We've got our regular integers, we've got our floating point values, and also we have these fixed precision numbers, which we use for dealing with things such as money. So we don't like to round our money calculations. We like to do it exactly so that we don't accumulate strange notions of fractional pennies and things like that, fractional cents. Anyway, but some of the really important data types mentioned in this section are the notion with time. So you can have a date, and if that allows you to represent day, month, and year, and nothing else. And again, this is really handy for manipulating dates, and usually you can subtract dates and stuff with special functions that are available in whatever database you're using. Find the number of days between two dates. It's kind of like in Excel. Likewise, you can have a time type. This allows you to have a 24-hour clock and record hours, minutes, and seconds. These have to be whole seconds. So you can't have half a second. And then there is the timestamp. A timestamp combines both a date and a time, as well as it allows the time down to fractional seconds. So this is often this happened right now, and I want you to give me the most accurate representation that you can capture that what I'm recording happened right now. And so, one thing that timestamps can even be used for is to keep track of the order in which things have happened, down to really knowing which one came before the other, because you've got these fractional seconds. Anyways, there are other time and date things depending upon the database that you're using. Some databases have a thing called a date time, where they combine a date and a time. Pretty cool, but not all of them. All right. There's also the notion of default values. Again, section 453, these are things that you're creating and declaring when you create a table. Basically, you're able to say for an attribute, for a column, look, if someone inserts this column and they don't give me a value for it, just go ahead and use this default value. Okay, if you combine that with a not null, it also means that if someone tries to put a null in there, they can't put a null in there. But certainly this will, when people don't give you a value, will always give a default value. But you'll still need the not null to prevent someone from purposely putting a null in there. This can be handy for all sorts of things. One of the things that we'll look at next is to talk about the idea of auto-generation of unique keys. And in some databases, basically, this is given, it or specified in some way with the notion of a default value. Anyway, we'll talk about that next.